Hi, I'm JJ. Welcome back. I just got back from Detroit. I went to the Bookfest there and it was huge. It was my first time going. It was so much fun. I don't even live near Detroit. I actually live on the other side of the state, so it was about just over a 2.5 hour drive for me. I got there at opening at 10 a.m. and then I got back around 4. So I was driving for 2.5 hours, was there for just over 3 hours, and then drove back. So I was going to read when I got home, but I was exhausted and I couldn't concentrate. So I thought I would at least do this so that I feel a little bit more productive today, especially since I'm really excited to share the books that I got with you. And just the experience. It was really cool because it's free parking, free entry, and then there's all kinds of street vendors. I had some really great butter chicken tacos, excellent, and a homemade Oreo chocolate chip cookie. So it was fun, and I got a bunch of books. I am filming this today. It's on Sunday the 20th, but I probably won't be posting it until next week sometime, either Monday or Tuesday. But while I had all the books here, while I had my excitement for them and everything, I just wanted to film today. Plus I put on, I wore my Detroit shirt there, but I had to put a Lions hat on just to have the whole vibe. So Detroit. So these are the books that I got today. The first two are going to be rereads for me, but I had already intended to reread them, and then I found these beautiful used books, and the covers for these are absolutely gorgeous, I thought. So the first one is The Great Gatsby, F. Scott Fitzgerald, and the other one is Raisin in the Sun. I love this cover. Lorraine Hansberry. Both of them, like I said, will be rereads for me. Another one that I found, I got all used books except for I found a bunch of really cool local or Michigan writers that had their books there. So actually not just all Michigan, there was a Canadian bookstore as well. But the rest of these are all used books, so I got them fairly cheap. This is The Spy Who Came In From the Cold. And this one has also been on my TBR, so I'm excited to read it. And I'm really glad because the writing for this one is not terrible. It's not so small like a lot of the older editions are. I actually made sure this time when I was looking for them, I found a really great copy, and then I'm like, am I actually going to be able to physically read this? So I did check them first, and I do like the writing on that one. The other one has also been on my TBR for a long time, and I finally found an edition. It's not the greatest a copy, but I liked that it was an old, more original one. It was only $2, probably because of the condition, but it's Native Son by Richard Wright. So I'm excited to be able to read this copy. On this one, I was really excited to find. It's plays from Black Africa, and there's several plays from different people from different parts in Africa, different countries, and kind of like modern experiences. And I'm excited to see. I like reading plays. And I am interested in learning how they want to present their country to the world. So let's see, there were several plays. There's 6 plays in here. So the next ones are This one is Kin. And I never heard of it before, but it sounds absolutely fantastic. It sounds like magical realism. I'll just read the back because that's what brought me in, but also the cover is just gorgeous. It's a story and celebration of Black womanhood, of resistance, and of perseverance, while simultaneously an indictment of American history. Kin is a tree, alive in places, broken in others, that offers shelter for women seeking respite in the midst of family making. This tree depicts family grafted together by blood, law, or choice. Its stories are voiced through blues infused poetry, one act plays, oral history, and reportage that are combined to form an orchestra of Black history and rememory. So that just sounds absolutely fascinating to me. And like I said, I was drawn in by the cover. The next three, and this is where you get to see how eclectic my reading tastes truly are. As you can see before, I got plays, I got classics, and now these are a couple from local from Michigan. So this one sounded, I talked to the guy, he was so nice, and I asked him, pitch me the book. The cover also was beautiful on this one, An Imagined Life. And it sounded fascinating because he's talking about the immigrant experience and how this boy from he grows up in a small secluded community in the American East Coast as a South Asian immigrant, and tragedy sets off a harrowing sequence of events, and so they move across the country, and he feels lost, he feels alone, he feels misunderstood and scared, and he retreats in his mind with his memories, just remembering the good times. But that's how he's been living, is just through his memories. But there was a catch to it, because this is also described as magical realism. So every time he does that, if he does not remember the experience accurately, it morphs into, instead of this comforting, happy, nostalgic feeling that can, calm and comfort him, he has it warped into this nightmare with monsters and things that just change the entire memory and taint the memory, so that he'll never remember the real version again. He'll only ever remember this distorted version. And so it's about memory and also living in the past versus in the present. He has to choose if he wants to continue possibly ruining his favorite memories, or if he wants to try to just let go of that time in his past, let it still be a part of him, but move on and embrace where he really is now, and live in the present. And just that premise alone, it sounded absolutely fantastic, and I was so excited to get this book and also support a indie author. I got a show just because I had them all sign it for me, so I got my signature, and he dated it. This one was absolutely fascinating when I walked up to his table, because he's dressed kind of cosplaying old time, like Darwin, like Charles Darwin. And so this book is called Are You There, God? It's Me, Darwin. And he is a animal behavioralist, and he wrote this book about it talks about Darwin's questioning of his faith and his religion and stuff, but also talks about the different social systems within different animal species. And when I was talking to him about it and what inspired it and stuff, he just, I had to go back. And I wasn't, like I was going to get it, but I knew like he was like the second person that I saw. And I was like, dude, I can't buy from every single table. So I went back into the whole store because it's so many, like it was a outdoor area sectioned off, and then it was inside, and then it was in another inside building, and then an outside area. Like it was huge. So I came back as I was leaving to go to my car because I had to pass his table again, and this was the last copy available, so I made it just in time. And it's funny because when I told him to sign it for JJ, his initials, his name is Jacob Johnson, so his initials were JJ as well. So we found that amusing. But he was talking about how we think that some of our social customs are human originated, and how nature actually finds a way to have all animals have some sort of customs, whether it's a feeling of injustice. That there's a monkey species that doesn't like it if you're not sharing properly when you're dividing up the food. They actually see that is unfair and a sense of injustice. They get very upset. He was talking about how there's whales that start fashion trends. There'll be a whale who will start wearing like fish on them, and then pretty soon, like a lot of the whales around will start doing the same thing. Like they literally start like fashion trends and stuff. And animals fascinate me, as I've already just did the video that you'll see before you see this one, Cattle Kingdom, and in that one I discussed and recommended several other books that deal with history and with animals. So this was right up my alley. Psychology, I love psychology, and also animals. And then you even mix in like theology into it and stuff, and I was definitely hooked. This one I really was excited about as well. It's a children's book, and it's the art is so cute. This is I Grew Very Brave, and it's illustrated by an artist in South Africa, which I found really cool. And it's about this little fox who's scared of the dark, so she gets this little like lantern to go because she has to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and she finds a whole bunch of animal friends that she makes that are also scared of the dark, and she shares their light with them. So about community, about overcoming your fears, about sharing your light in the world. And I thought that was a really fantastic thing to teach kids. So this is her first book, and Carol Lemansny is she said that she has a second book forthcoming, which looked really cute as well. And she actually more than just signing in, it's always remember to be brave and shine bright, and I think that's really cool. And these next two are from the very first table that I saw as soon as I walked in. And these are also children's books, but this was from a table that was a Canadian, so a French-Canadian bookstore, because Detroit and Canada are very close to each other. There's just the river between them. But this one is actually in French. So it's If I Disappear. I know a little French, as in like I can read some French. I am the worst at actually talking to it or pronouncing it and everything. But it's written by Indigenous 14-year-old who wrote this letter because of, I also mentioned in a previous video about the missing and murdered Indigenous women. And so the red dress is a symbol of that. But the fear that they live in, and so she wrote this when she was 14, this letter that they then illustrated and stuff, but about, that fear of just disappearing, going missing, having something happen to you, and having people not care, because very few people seem to care. And I had to get this book. This is the first book that I got when I was there. So not only will I be educated a little bit more and learn stuff, I will also get to practice my French. But these are just also very beautiful illustrations. And this is from the same table, and also absolutely beautifully illustrated. And this is a poetry collection from young immigrants. They went into a school. Let me just find out exactly what school. It's somewhere in Quebec. And so they asked them to write poems in about their experiences. And a lot of them, they don't speak French, so they have to speak in their own languages, and still try to find a community there. And so there's a bunch of poems from all over that I'm really excited to read, especially since they're by kids. But like this one's from Moldova, and then they show the picture of the person, which is brilliant. There's one from Iran, and I might do a completely different video just reading some of these poems. South Korea, Israel, Philippines, Uruguay, Pakistan, another one from Moldova, another one from Iran, South Korea, China, Venezuela, and the US. South Korea again. I know there was, yes, I got it specifically, was excited about this one. There is one from the United Arab Emirates. So I will definitely be reading this one out loud. Iran. I guess the pictures are different because this one is a portrait from Bulgaria. So some of the pictures are different than the people who are writing the poems, which is cool too. So here's this picture was from someone from Armenia. Armenia. So yeah, some of them are the same, but then some of them are different. So this one is Algeria. So just a whole big combination of all kinds of people. And this is the Ukraine for the portrait. But yeah, man, this is gonna be a definite treasure of mine. And she actually has some other ones that this is the only one on her table that was translated into English. She had one that was about why girls are angry, why they've had enough. That was translated in English too. So I had to get her card because I'm gonna have to get some more books from her. Not just because they're absolutely beautiful and fantastic books, but because I love what they're doing. I love what they're trying to do. There was a website that she included because for this project they actually make a documentary. So I'll do that link. I don't know if I'll show it on this video or when I do, when I read from this book specifically, I might show the link there because then I'll have watched the documentary and I can share a little bit more about it. But just this company was fantastic. If anyone is interested, I can give you links to the different to that store and stuff as well, just so you can support it, because man, there's some fabulous stuff here. But I'm really excited. I think I'm gonna actually read some of the poems in the children's book tonight before I get back into the big sleep. But those are my books. That was my day and my experience, and I will probably be going back next year. I just will have to make sure. There were some tables that only took cash, and I had already like set aside a specific amount that I was going to be able to spend today on a separate card. And so having cash only, I had to skip a whole bunch of tables, and a lot of them had some really cool classics and collections and stuff that I would have liked to look at, but I didn't even tempt myself. So I don't know. And especially if some of these booths are going to be back there next year, I definitely want to go back and support it. But anyway, those are my books. I will be enjoying them, so I hope you find something good to read.